Welcome back to 2 Minute Drill with Johnny.
Big G Cripe.
And Cole.
So we got a pretty good episode going on today. A lot of good stuff. I'll start off with some high school football. State championship game this weekend versus Westside and Millard South. Westside being the number 1 seed and Millard South being the number 2 seed. Really good game. Had a lot of big plays. A lot of action.
It's very defensive at the
Yeah,
start.
very defensive start. Not a lot of first downs. Both teams really just couldn't get the ball to move. Both defenses came to play, and showing that, like Christian Jones early had a couple big tackles. John Paul Ryan was in there a bunch, getting a bunch of tackles for loss. I think he had a sack coming out of what position did you play? Safety?
Safety, I think he plays a little
safety
linebacker.
coming in, a little smaller sized player, but he's
got the dog
really
in
fast. Yeah, really fast. Really good game out of Jet Tamala. I mean, you can't really. I mean, the game starts slow, comes in the second half and throws 3 touchdowns.
I mean,
That's crazy.
That's veteran experience right there. I mean, coming down at half and just really stepping up, being a leader for that team. Obviously, throwing to some really good guys like Amir Hill, Chase Lofton.
I mean, made some huge plays.
Made huge plays from both those guys.
And Amir Hill winning player of the game with 3 touchdowns, having 102 yards rushing off of like jet sweeps is absurd.
Insane.
And a touchdown off of that.
Yeah, so that really shows like who comes out to play on like when you're putting up stats like that in state championship.
That's crazy.
Being a wide receiver doing that is absurd.
Insanely hard in high school football too.
High school football against a team that had a 32-game win streak.
Yeah, just
snapping it. Millard South coming up big with the winning the state championship. Braylon Warren had an off game. I mean, 8 for 19 for 52 yards and 2 picks, and one of them coming really late in the game. So I mean, just not a good game from him. Tay though. Huge game. 19 carries, 114 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
And he broke off like a 70-yard run.
You could have bet the house on it being
on a run-oriented offense. Yeah,
definitely.
Really good game out of him. Only thing to critique that fumble he had near the goal line.
Yeah, thank God they got it back.
Yeah,
but geez, that could have been bad.
Yeah.
Could have been bad.
And I think part of that's nerves, but I mean, he obviously a really talented kid. And I think he's just going to continue to develop. And
I agree.
By senior year, he's going to have a lot of schools looking at him, a lot of looks. He's going to be really, really dominant player.
Yeah. Just got to get a little bigger and
sky's the limit for him if he grows a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. And then Westside, I mean, I was scared coming to seeing them at halftime. I was scared because I thought I had Millard South winning, but I mean they were up 10-3 at halftime or 10-7 at halftime. Sorry.
Yeah.
And they came out of the half. They were in that trick play. It was like a fake screen. So Kenyon Cotton popped out. He goes to throw it. Man, just wide open downfield for a touchdown. He underthrows it, gets broken up, and I mean that could have been a huge set momentum play. Yeah. Coming out of halftime, like that could have been
momentum
huge,
setter,
and just couldn't convert on that, which would have been big
heartbreaking.
Time. Yeah, would have been
that would have turned the game around.
Would have been huge,
or not turned the game around, but resulted probably
for sure.
differently.
Yeah.
And what a game to wrap up the high school football season.
And then Braylon throwing a pick to Deshaun Prince to seal the game. He was hype after that.
Yeah, he was going nuts.
Caught it like kind of. It was really acrobatic. Goes up, catches it. Then goes down, chucks it up in the air. Everybody's going crazy.
Yeah.
There's 10 seconds left. It's a good way to seal the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Northwest comes out top.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, no surprises with that game at all. No surprise with Millard South winning. And,
I mean, they just showed to be the better team.
Yeah, and they showed that all season. I think these are the 2 teams everybody expected to be in that finals. And really class year from both those teams. Yeah. And congratulations, Millard South.
Yep. Let's go to college football.
Obviously, huge weekend just passed us, rivalry week.
Yeah.
And we had some absurd upsets and some absurd fights and some absurd games. I mean, that's rivalry week in college football.
Such a fun week.
Great week.
What's better?
With Thanksgiving,
what is better?
Than that.
I mean, it was some crazy games.
Yeah. And so
awesome
we'll
stuff.
start it off with probably one of the biggest rivalries, I would argue, in all of sports. Michigan, Ohio State, and maybe the biggest the biggest drop of the rivalry in the last 70 years.
Yeah.
the biggest dropped game from Ohio State.
Ohio State coming ahead.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Number 2.
2 seed.
And Michigan's barely above 500 and
They're
they dropped the ball.
I mean-
they're one of they're like in the lower third of the Big Ten and just
Who did we have? Do you remember who we had winning this? I think. Did
Oh,
we all-
Ohio I don't even think we
Ohio
talked about it
yeah.
because that's not even a game.
and clearly Michigan just turns it up against their rival.
I love it. Like,
13-10 and
they beat all these top 10 teams and lose to Michigan.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
and
that's crazy.
that is rivalry
That
week in a
sums it up.
nutshell right
Yeah.
there.
and the end of the game was
Crazy. So
bonkers.
Colorado
Michigan-
lost.
Michigan player stomped along the field and he was
Planted
holding
the
He
flag,
planted the
middle of
flag
the O.
middle of the O, and big fight breaks out, and it was really
Players had to get pepper sprayed.
yeah, it
that
was
is
nuts,
Crazy.
and then
Never seen anything like it.
And I liked how the Michigan running back put it. Like they need to learn how to lose. Like
Mhm.
if you're not defending, like if you need to defend the field like while you're playing the game, you can't defend it after. Like
For sure.
after you got a shot to win it, and
For sure.
you just got to learn how to lose.
I saw a really cool clip of some players from both teams post game praying together just because they were kind of upset about all the teams fighting and stuff.
Yeah.
Saw some really cool, good things came out of that too.
Definitely.
Uh-huh.
And I just thought that was really cool, just seeing some of those guys pray together. And basically, I mean, for thinking forward, I mean, Ryan Day is really in the hot
He's
seat.
on
Yeah.
the edge of the seat.
He is in
if
the
he doesn't
lava seat.
if he doesn't win,
He's
Yeah.
He's gone.
I don't even love him as a coach to be quite honest.
I don't either.
He's
Yeah.
not bad, but he's not I don't love him. I don't love him as the Ohio State head coach. And I wouldn't be
and
surprised
they
if he
could
gets
go
fired.
get an upgrade right now.
Exactly. That's
They
my
could. Like
He's not terrible, but there's better.
Yeah.
Especially I mean, you need to
for sure.
you need to have like you cannot you could have a worse record, but you can't drop that game to Michigan
Yeah.
and
No,
he's
definitely
dropped
not.
some like in his tenure there, he's dropped some other bad games, and I don't think he's the guy for the job.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I agree.
And so yeah, on to the next game, Notre Dame USC. Notre Dame obviously won. Pretty crazy game. It was kind of there's a lot of lead changes, a lot of like it was kind of back and forth type of game. Notre Dame came out with a decently dominant victory at the end by 14, 49-35.
Offensive game was a great game.
I mean, yeah, offensively,
really
no
84 total
complaints.
points.
Yeah, I mean,
Crazy.
Jacoby Lane for USC was just putting up crazy numbers. He played out of his mind. He played super good.
And USC's on their backup quarterback right now.
Yeah.
Jaden Maeva.
Yeah,
That he's good.
he's good. Yeah, he
can-
looked good.
He threw the ball 48 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They
crazy.
had I applaud USC for that because that's really big trust, and they put
Yeah,
up a really good fight
Yeah,
against.
three
This is a really good
touchdowns.
Notre Dame team.
I don't think USC's a 6-6 team. I think
They're not.
They're just
I-
like a Michigan. They have a very tough schedule.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I think they'll bounce back and they'll be good again next year.
And I never would have thought Notre Dame would have been in the top 4 after
No.
losing it.
NIU,
No.
NIL, or
Not
whatever.
a
Yeah.
chance. Yeah.
No way.
And yeah,
That's props to them.
for sure.
I
Also, really good game out of Riley Leonard from
Yeah.
Notre Dame. Played really good.
Yeah.
What about that?
Nebraska.
Georgia
yeah,
Tech.
that was the next one. Georgia Tech.
Yep.
8 overtimes.
That's crazy.
2 words. 8 overtimes. No,
They end
I
up
mean
getting
that's
it-
unheard of.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I mean,
they end up getting a
Crazy.
2 to win it.
yeah, the
Like,
two they go into the 2-point
Yep.
conversions for about what do they go? I think it's after
I think
double
it's after the
overtime.
second, yeah.
So 6 overtimes, nobody gets a 2-point conversion.
Dude, what about Georgia Tech just being the bearer of bad news with all these ranked
Yeah.
teams?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Crazy.
Like
They beat
knocking
some-
off Florida
they
to
are-
start it.
Yeah,
That's
they knocked off
crazy.
a bunch of guys.
They're,
Yeah.
they're
Carson
they're-
Beck 5 TDs.
yeah, but
300
they're-
yards. It's
the other
disgusting.
Georgia Tech's quarterback rushed for 3 and threw for 2.
Yeah.
with 300.
It was
400 yards.
insane game.
Crazy.
Insane.
That's an awesome game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's rivalry.
That's
week
rivalry
right there.
week.
That's
I mean,
true.
yeah. This is one of the
in-state
best
matchup.
rivalry week we've seen in a long time.
100%.
And
I
there's-
thought last
You
year's
turn your TV on for 10 minutes,
Yeah.
you're just staring.
Yeah.
Crazy.
yeah.
And I mean, every team was like so into it. Like they were, like it was
a
just
fight.
so
It
fun
was
to
a
watch.
dogfight.
Yeah, it was like there were fights almost every game that I saw. There's at least 6.
And everybody's
That's-
just they're
yeah.
You could just tell the crowd's just biting their
Yeah.
nails, and this 8th
Yeah.
overtime, they just want to go home, and they're just biting their nails, and they're just like, geez, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
And I mean, I would be pretty upset. I would be pretty upset as a Georgia Tech fan, but honestly, I really applaud them. They've had a really great season and upset a lot of guys. And,
I agree.
And they've just really been a pest to some of the bigger programs.
It's like a Kansas again.
Yeah.
Beating all these ranked teams.
Yes,
Crazy.
exactly. Really good comparison.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, those were the biggest three we had. Oh, also quickly want to mention the Syracuse Miami upset.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's huge.
I mean that was pretty crazy.
Syracuse gets ranked after that one.
Yeah, Miami
for sure.
bouncing
down.
just in.
Yeah,
to
they're
the top.
just
Kyle
12.
McCord coming from Ohio State. Imagine
Yeah.
if Ohio State had Kyle McCord still.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well,
What do you guys think of that? Do you guys think he still starts, or
I think it's a throw up.
you think
I
it makes a difference, or no?
I don't know. I think that like scheme that is ran around Will Howard.
Yeah,
at Ohio State
I
just doesn't
really well
fit in.
said.
I think
That's
Will
great,
Howard
yeah.
is a good quarterback. I think he just is put in a bad spot.
Well said.
We can definitely talk about Cam Ward is gonna be in the top 5.
Oh, yeah.
Get drafted in the top 5.
Oh, for sure.
Top 3 probably.
And he's a top. There's a lot of. I feel like there's also
Yeah.
a lot of need for quarterback
Yeah.
recently in the
Oh
NFL.
my gosh,
Yeah. My comparison would be like a better Anthony Richardson.
Yeah,
think
maybe.
Cam Ward.
I don't know. Anthony Richardson's finally coming out of the shell after
Yeah.
he had a good week. He had that
Yeah.
game-winning drive
Game-winning
against.
touchdown. Yeah, that QB sneak.
That was
I think he had,
huge.
yeah,
I don't know.
Huge drive.
He plays like a veteran, just
Yeah.
so calm.
And
Yes.
oh my gosh, yeah, he's just like in the
Yeah,
pocket.
Cam
he
Ward is
yeah.
just he's
standing there, like he knows where he's going, and he just, I mean,
he's
he makes few mistakes.
graceful to watch play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
few
He's
mistakes.
so
It's literally
poised.
it's an art.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's an
exactly.
And he had two touchdowns.
350 yards.
350 yards. I mean, huge
Yeah.
game.
For sure. Yeah.
Moving on
to
to
NFL.
NFL.
All right, we're gonna be talking about all the Thanksgiving games this
Yeah.
weekend. Great week. I mean, those games were real tight on in the NFL on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Divisional matchup, first game. I think it started 11:30 or 11.
Yeah.
Detroit versus the Bears.
Good
Sorry, the
game.
Lions versus the Bears.
Yeah.
Yep. That's that. I mean,
Yeah.
no one expects the Bears to come in
And they were down big.
yeah,
And then they come
were
back, have a couple. my
down
gra-
16-0 at the half.
Yeah.
Come in, score 21 points.
Yeah.
Or, sorry,
I
14
I thought the
unanswered.
Bears were gonna come back. My grandpa, big Lions fan, he was watching. He was
I couldn't
he
believe
was sweating. He
the
thought
play
Bears
calls
were gonna
at the
come back.
end of that game.
Oh my goodness.
From the Bears.
What are they doing? They had a whole 30 seconds.
Yeah,
off.
That coach
they-
is
first
gonna have
off,
to
you
step
could
down.
you could get 2 plays off.
Two- at least.
You throw
Kick a
2
field
out
goal.
routes, maybe miss one of them. You get 5 yards, and I'm pretty sure their kicker's long was 57.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
this
46. It was a 46.
So I really just want to like there hasn't been a lot said, but I want to like really just take a deep dive. Like what is
Yeah.
going on in your mind as that coach?
know
What are you thinking?
I don't know because Caleb Williams was not in on board with him. He was jumping around trying to get the playoff.
Exactly.
But
No, yeah.
looking at his coach,
Some people. I saw some people on social media trying to blame him, but
Just not his fault.
He's
Not
not
true, yeah.
He's a rookie quarterback. He's not put in the position where he's like. He's not a vet. He doesn't have that
he's
veteran
not going to be able to.
experience.
No.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to call a play by himself.
Exactly.
Audible in 30 seconds where you have to throw it out of bounds to your it's
Yeah,
just not
that's,
happening.
and then so no timeout, and so you put that now that kid looks awful, and this coach I'm not down with it at
Or
all.
how about
Caleb Williams.
just get on the line and spike the ball?
Yeah.
So you can talk.
And Caleb
25
Williams had a
seconds.
great game.
Yeah, he did.
260 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's a great game.
Yeah.
for
The
a
Lions
rookie.
just hold on.
Yeah. He was livid.
That strong
post-game.
start from the Lions.
I mean, I think the whole
definitely.
Bears team was livid post game.
Yeah.
I think there was
I
a
would
lot of confusion, and that's probably gonna be a lot of
I'm going to be
diffusion
honest. The
between
Bears are
team.
better than 4-8.
Oh, 100%.
They're
Yeah.
top
They're a
16
6
team
and
in the
6
NFL.
team.
Yeah.
I, think
I
they're
kind of like them.
at least a 6
well,
and
maybe
6
top 20, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, evening game or
NFC North
afternoon
is
game.
looking stacked.
We have they
Dolphins,
are.
Packers.
No, Giants Cowboys.
That was
Yeah.
Another
good.
great game,
Yeah.
divisional
Oh,
game
yeah.
again.
Yep. And
Cooper Rush looks great.
uh-huh.
Not a very defensive game, but definitely was still a good Thanksgiving game, 27-20.
Yeah.
The Giants come back at the end a little bit.
Drew Lock just did not look
Did not
good
look
out
great.
there. I mean, he just I didn't have a lot of faith in him. As a Seahawks fan, I was hopeful when he got to Seattle, maybe he'd play a role there. I saw what he didn't really do there, and I'm not surprised about his performance. And he's just a guy who needs more experience, and I don't think he's ever going to take a big role in the league. I hope he does. I hope I'm wrong, but
I like that.
I like him.
I like the Giants running back. I like Tracy.
Yeah.
Tracy.
I don't.
He's an athlete.
Oh, the Giants.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Giants
Yeah.
guy. He's a
I
beast.
thought you were talking about the Cowboys. The Cowboys are gonna get Ashton Janty. They in both their mock drafts they've drafted him, and I think he won't unless the Cowboys touch him. I don't think he's in the top 20.
Oh,
that's just not a running. It's not a running back league anymore.
Yeah,
which sucks. I mean, the running back is a great position to watch, and it's one of the most important roles on the team.
Yeah, for sure.
It isn't. With that said, though, there's the few guys who step up and are able to do that with their teams.
Your
like
top 5, top 10 guys that make a huge difference.
Yes, exactly. Sure. Well said.
Or you get like a Rico Dowdle that you can pay $5 million a year, and he performs just
super
fine.
Reliable. Exactly.
Or like this guy Tyrone Tracy. Was he anywhere in college?
I can't remember.
Get drafted?
I think he was somewhere decent.
He's solid. Like yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
well said.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. On to the Dolphins.
Packers. Night game.
Yeah.
I think Packers blew them out.
And
until the half, I think they put in their subs.
And I thought, to be honest with you, I thought it was going to be a closer game. I knew Packers were probably going to win, and they were probably the more dominant team, and they've really had a lot of momentum. But I thought Dolphins were going to keep it tighter.
Tua slinging the ball though, 370 and 2 touchdowns.
Exactly.
Threw the ball 46
really
times.
Really, he had a high completion percentage that game too.
37 completed passes. I don't know. I'm a Packers fan. I love the Packers, but they just make me nervous. Like looking at their roster and how they win games. They win the games. Like they get it done every week, but I don't know if they're a playoff team just because their rosters, it's open. Like you can just see the holes in the roster.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But like they have
they're young.
They are young.
They're young.
Also, one thing I want to point out is that the Dolphins are so relied on they rely so much on their pass game. It's not even funny. I mean, you take a look at the stats. I mean, I think when it comes down to this is a young Packers team, but they're getting the ball to different guys. Like Josh
they're
Jacobs,
spreading the ball.
touchdown. Exactly. And then so when they're so reliant on the pass game. I mean, Raheem Mostert, whatever how you ever pronounce it. I think it's Mostert.
Yeah.
Good running back. He put up pretty good stats last year too.
Devon Achane. Yeah. That's another great guy.
Devon Achane. And you're just not relying on these guys.
And Devon Achane caught 2 touchdown passes. That's the thing. He's a pass catching back.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think they need
but I want to more so focus on Mostert because I mean that's a guy who can run the ball.
He's shown it.
He's shown it, and they're just
you put him on Cowboys roster.
Yeah. 5 carries is not acceptable, and I think they really need to I don't know if they need to reorient their offense. I think it still should be a definitely pass-oriented team. I think that's just not
the best wide
there.
receivers in the league.
Jalen Waddle,
and a pass catching back.
Jonnu Smith, really big.
Exactly.
Huge, fast guy.
Both teams had a receiving tight end for the receiver of the game, and it was Jonnu Smith and Tucker Kraft.
Tucker Kraft, yeah.
And I think really the Dolphins, it shows Tua getting sacked, him getting hurt. I think they just need to rebuild that O-line. I mean, that might be the reason why they can't run the ball. Running backs aren't
I'll tell you, there's definitely some good O-linemen in this draft that they're going to be targeting.
Yeah, they gotta.
This is a great draft class, and it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But
that's about it. I mean, really, really good weekend overall. I mean, pretty exciting. Thanksgiving, NFL, rivalry week, college, state championship, high school, and
yeah.
Yep.
That caps off the episode. Thanks for watching. How much time are we at? 19.